Hello, everybody. A lesbian person, was talking kind of angry. Why you people call us a homosexual? It's our body, it's our life. We are in a free society. We do whatever want to do in our body. You don't tell us what is wrong, what is right. It's a freedom of humankind to decide where to go. Well, let's calculate this in materialistic manner. Every industrial country cannot survive without labor. Hmm? Those factories, banks, all kind of services, low rank, middle rank, intellectual rank, needs population. Without population, the country, the state cannot get the income from those companies as a tax because there will be no labor to get this machine work. And for this reason, immigration was a need. For instance, in Germany, when Mrs. Merkel encouraged Syrian migrants to come, there was a need for that because for 2 decades from efforts to increase population locally in Germany, the result was so low, humble, and for this reason, that was the solution. Otherwise, those factories will close down. Hmm? We're talking about an industrial society. 80% of the NGB, national gross product, comes from this sector. If it closed, the country can go bankrupt. It cannot run the public services. So it's a need. It's a fact. Again, it's calculation. Hmm? It's not theoretical. And this is what led Mrs. Merkel to take that decision. In America, only one nationality, which is the Hispanic, their percentage of the total population of the United States is 35%. Again, it's a need. Yeah. Why they migrated? Because of lack of education, services, health in their countries, and were looking for better life. But without them, again, the country cannot run a lot of industries and services. Now, this is the materialistic answer for this gentleman. Why we need population? Because of this. Otherwise, we close down the government services and it will go to be a poor country, bad services, failure in system, and a struggle within the society segment, etc., etc. Now, if this lesbian go further and population start to decrease in 50%, 50 years, the country A or B, those industrial, will change dramatically. There will be no anymore native or national identity. And the reason is this kind of thinking. My body. This is very narrow and limited vision. It's not a state thinking, which is the real fact. If we leave the state for this kind of individual low vision, or the state itself will get bust. Now let's go from this area of materialistic to the ethical area of justification this opinion. With in Islamic faith, raising children is not a burden and that's it. Actually, it's a path to heaven for the parent if they do their job properly and raise a very good citizen and introduce it to the society to be a factor of developing the society. That will be a reason for them to be rewarded in the day after. They will get a barrier between them and the hell to be protected from going to the hell, doing this kind of services to the society by delivering a good citizen representing their children, their daughters. If they do not do that, they will be punished. It says that this is the worst thing a parent can do in Islamic faith, not to take the role and the responsibility of raising and feeding and educating your children. This is the worst to be done in Islam for an individual. So there are a reward for the person and a punishment. With this, there are a very big reason for family to take care of their children and not just to let them go to the street and be a part of the failure of the society. And this faith, it should be back again even in non-Islamic faith. This idea, if I want to go to the root of the issue of lesbian and homosexual, in Islam, asking Allah Azza wa Jal forgiveness is open. You don't need to go to any person to help you to go to Allah Azza wa Jal and ask him, which is the case in the church. Person in the West or wherever the church is, he have to go to a person in that church and tell him all of his secrets, sins, mistakes, even crimes he did, and ask this person, what is it now? He said, oh, you are forgiven. Now this is very embarrassing for a lot of people. Who wants to give his private secrets and deliver all sins, news, and history of relations to a person like him? Therefore, a lot of people hesitate and refuse to do this. And as a result of this, he will continue doing the sins and mistakes until he gets sunk in it. And he reach a one way in this kind of life until he become, he's full convinced that he's going to hell. If I'm going to hell anyway, let me get fun now in this couple of years I have in this life. Why? Because we made it difficult for him to review and repair the mistakes in his life, as it is afforded in Islam. In Islam, you don't need to go to anybody. Actually, if you ask Allah Azza wa Jal forgiveness, He will accept according to your real intention, and those mistakes you have done, Allah Azza wa Jal will change it to be in favor of you, a credit instead of debit. A mountain of sins, it will turn to be a mountain of gold just because you decided in a full faith to ask Allah forgiveness. Ask Him directly. Compare this kind of encouragement and wide open path for reviewing and correcting with the other way, which is again embarrassing. A human will look in all of your private sins and mistakes and whatever It's very embarrassing for any person from any religion and faith. Therefore, this cover, don't talk in Islam. Don't talk in details. Just ask Allah forgiveness, and you're done. But do it in a real faith. And if you fail and repeat again the sins, and then again ask forgiveness, the door is still open, even if you do it 1,000 times. There is no comparison between this way and that way. As a result, in the West, those people who fail to review and correct, they found themselves sunk in a sea of mistakes. Accordingly, they start to know each other. They turn from individual to groups, actually organized groups, and they formulate institutions, established institution, and as a non-profit institution, they can get tax as a support to them from many resources. So they became collective efforts, empowered and rich with fund. So they start to go from individual sins hiding to in public and announce in a brave, and this is what now we got in the West, that they change laws and even public awareness being mixed up. What is right, what is wrong? A man to marry a man, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong because of the media they have. But actually it is more than wrong because it will demolish their state, demolish their civilization. It's more than wrong, it's actually a crime in the end station for this civilization, and it will lead it to be ruined because of them, because in their hand they did it. And again, the root of that is the narrow way of recorrecting an individual person. Asking Allah forgiveness directly is a big path to reduce the numbers and not to turn it to be a phenomenon, a collective. No, it's individual, and please just keep it on your level. Don't talk in public about it. Ask Allah, and you'll be forgiven, inshallah. You don't need to go to anybody, not to a mosque, not to a church. This is very important. Again, it turned to be a big problem for the society, economically, ethically, in the formulation of the population of the society in kind and in number. Hope I'm touching here the root of this issue on materialistic and ethical level. Thank you very much.